Hi folks, and welcome to Desmos tutorial number 6, perhaps the most important one on how to test your story to see if it's finished. So let's get right to things. First of all, before you submit your story, you want to make sure you have everything just right. Okay, if I open up a story and this is the first thing I see, jellyfish on top of each other, Squidward's not in the picture, the zooming is all messed up, you're just not getting full credit for this page. Okay, so I expect everything to be proofread, and by that I mean checked, so that it's in line and ready to go. So here are some things to watch out for, and then I'll show you exactly how to preview it so you can see what I will see when I test your story. First, however you leave this page saved is how it's going to appear when it's opened. So if we don't want the grid lines, then we'll go into our wrench here, and we'll simply unclick the grid lines. Here you can unclick the axes, and you can make sure they don't show. So there is where I can unclick those. Next I have this function showing. I can unclick that. Then we'll get our zoom in order and bring our slider back to the beginning. Make sure you can see all the characters that you're supposed to see at first and that your slider is starting at the leftmost point. Now it looks like our page is ready to go. Just check that you have the movement that you want and then reposition the slider to the start. You can wait if you want until you see the icon that says saved at the top, and that will indicate that this is how your page will look when the reader opens it. Let's move on to the second one. Can you tell what's wrong with this? If I open this up and this is what it looks like, you're not getting full credit for the page. Yes, the slider's in order, but this zooming is just not appropriate for what we want to see. So let's zoom to where we can see all of our characters. And just double check that your slider works the way you want it to. And then reposition your slider at the beginning point. Let's go to one more page and then I'll show you how to preview it so you can see what I will see. You should wait for the saved icon. I went a little too quick there, but wait till it's saved. In the final one, we have Pac-Man running from a ghost in a circle. And maybe we don't want these grid lines. Perhaps you can add a Pac-Man background and the axes. So we'll turn all those off, as well as the function. And here they are. They're going to chase each other in a circle. Just double check that it is moving properly. You can see them all, and yes, you can. So then I will reposition the slider at the beginning, and this page is ready to go. Wait till you see the little saved icon, and you're good to go. So now, what can you do to test it? A couple things. In the top right, here's the next button, where you can click done, and that makes your activity public, and it can be viewed. So when I click done, it's kind of like publishing your story. You can still go back and edit it. Here I can edit my story. But you can also start a new session, which is going to allow anyone with that particular class code to view it. So based on all the edits I just made, if I start a new session at this point, then that new session will display everything exactly how it was saved before I started that session. But before we start the session, let's just show how you can edit and preview yourself. So if I want to see how everything is, there's Squidward just as we left him. You will go to preview, and that will give you the full screen view. Here's how this story starts. My story begins with Squidward in a moment of peril. Granted, my story doesn't have continuity. I'm showing 3 different examples. Yours will be continuous as you go from slide to slide. Okay. Then as the reader, I will move on to the next page. And here we are. Steph Curry drains a 3 in LeBron's eye. Everything is exactly how we left it. The full screen view might look a little bit different than as you saw on your editing page, but the fundamentals are the same. Moving on to the third page, we double check Pac-Man running from a ghost in a circle. Everything is exactly how we left it. Okay, so we can X out and preview again just to show you that nothing will change from how we've done it. So if we go back to the preview, and here we are back as we left it. So everything is as we saved it. We can go to next and done. When it comes to sharing your story with me, your final copy, make sure you've previewed it and that every slide and screen is in a good state, and then you click start a new session. It will prompt you, give you a class code. That's the class code you'll include in your email with your story. So 32SV will allow anyone to enter into the story as you last saved it. And this is very important because you're going to want to test your story and preview it before submitting to ensure that you get the most credit possible. Okay, I'm just going to go back there, and I hope this helped. This is the video tutorial number 6 for how to test your Desmos story. Thanks for watching.